The other thing too, Dave, it's not financial, but like, especially on the male side, I see this is like your whole personality and identity was wrapped up in your job. And
For
so,
sure.
what are you going to do? And literally, what are you going to do in retirement? And if you haven't thought about this, you're going to have a pretty miserable time
I've
twiddling your
had some
thumbs.
friends really battle it. I mean, they
Yeah.
define themselves by their job. To your point, the research supports exactly what you said. It's more males that tend to have the trouble adjusting to retirement on that front. And especially in the winter, if they're not going south, they're not able to play golf and get out, they're really scuffling. And how do they rebuild an identity? Now, a number of them have done a very good job of going back into the workforce in a part time way.
Yes.
It's given them a little income, but it's given them a reason to be, a way to add value, a way to stay involved in the community. In fact, sometimes it's community work. It's not even for a monetary compensation. I think that more people should look into that, especially with so many people retiring relatively young.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that, and I do a lot of plans for people where I show them like here's what your plan looks like if you never work another day after maybe age 58 or 60.
Right.
But then let's look at how realistic that is, right? Maybe you want to for not for financial reasons, right? Because we've already shown you that you can do it without earning
Right.
another dime. But now for lifestyle, socialization, sense of purpose, all those things come to mind. It helps you transition, right? You don't go from full stop or full time work to full time leisure mode. You ease into it and work a couple days a week, whether for money or in the community, doing community service. I think it's a wonderful way to kind of bridge that gap.
This isn't a very deep observation, but when you look at people who've transitioned well, a lot of them are hobby-centered people. They have a lot of hobbies. People like my father loves to read, loves to play tennis, loves to play bridge, loves to do a lot of inexpensive hobbies. So it's great. He doesn't have to put out a lot of money, but he's getting tremendous joy, but he's also getting social connection.
Yeah.
And that enabled him to transition relatively well. I think the community involvement one is a big one. And boy, am I ever seeing a lot of that. I live in Kitchener-Waterloo and I go back and forth to Sarnia. And in both communities, a tremendous number of retired people have found ways to give back.
Yes.
And so again, they're excited about the fact they're adding value. They're getting that socialization, whatever environment they're placing themselves in. They're staying busy. It hasn't been as difficult to transition mentally. I think it's all positive. Every perspective, it works well.